biggest fight of Barry Jones's life so far.
It's a vacant WBO World Super Featherweight title match. Barry Jones can hardly have expected the opportunity, but can he seize it when it's been presented to him in London? He fights Wilson Palacio. Barry and myself have been joined by Duke McKenzie, three-time former world champion. Well, any fighter would trade places with Jones tonight, wouldn't they, Duke?
The guy must be, he's died and gone to heaven. Must do. He's been given a God-sent opportunity to fight for the championship of the world, and let's just hope he pulls it off.
Barry, is there any way he can have expected this?
I don't think so. I mean, it's incredible because there's two great fighters have just fought two memorable battles. Castillo from Mexico against Julian Lorce. They've had two battles, and I think what the WBO have said, they're going to give this guy a shot at the title, and within 90 days he must defend against Julian Lorce, and then of course Castillo will get the shot at the winner of that one. But this is an absolute fabulous opportunity. We don't know an awful lot about Palacio, but we know that his record is not incredible, so he's got a real chance here.
Thanks, Barry. Barry's also been looking through the tapes to find the keys to a victory for Jones tonight.
Barry Jones has earned his world title with a number of slick displays, although he is untested at this level. He moves well and gives himself plenty of angles to throw shots. Watch here as he skips back to land a quick combination to the head. His hand speed is impressive too, and while his punches may not carry much weight, bursts like this tend to catch the eye of the judges. And for a fighter who throws so many shots, his accuracy is first class. Look how these punches pierce the guard. He is a light puncher, but if he doesn't get dragged into a war, he has an outside chance of winning this world title on points.
Well, there have been some fabulous Welsh world champions, of course, over the last century. Jones would be perhaps the most unlikely of them, I have to say that, Barry. Yeah,
without doubt. I mean, we were all surprised when he got this title fight. But, you know, it doesn't matter if he pulls it off. You know, he can say, well, there you are. It was a credible performance. I done what I was asked to do. And, you know, he's got a great chance.
Here's the opponent, Wilson Palacio. Duke, we've just seen a Filipino come out of nowhere and obviously impresses a good fighter. What about this man?
Palacio is probably of the same kind of ilk. You know, he's a Colombian guy. He's they tell me like he's the brother of Ruben Palacio,
who fought Colin McMillan
for the World Featherweight Championship. So if he's anything
it's in
near,
the genes, isn't it?
Yeah, if he's anything near what that guy was like, then you know, Barry's he's got some problems on his hands.
Right, the match between the WBO #1 and #2 contenders here, and it's coming right after the break.
Judgment Night USA, in association with Ministry of Sound.
Barry Jones. He can hardly believe it's come true, but now he's got to come to terms with it, because this is it. Brimful of confidence, Jones. Can he transfer it now as the fight begins?
Well, Jones knows better than anybody that he lacks punching power, so he'll be in here looking for one thing tonight, and that's a points victory. We have a strange situation. I mean, Jones is really a featherweight, and Palacio has been campaigning for the last 3 years as a lightweight, so they've decided to meet in the middle at 9 stone 4. But Jones doesn't want to get involved with this fella, certainly not early.
Yes, Palacios looks in terrific condition. Not that Jones doesn't, but the tightness of the stomach muscles show you how much work he's been doing.
Yeah, he's much more muscular looking. He has a kind of wide stance, so looks as though he fancies getting some power into his punches. Jones, with his feet that little bit closer, wants to move around, use his feet to get himself out of trouble.
Boxing at lightweight for the last 3 years, but it doesn't look, getting a couple of pounds inside the limit, as if he's had too much trouble making the weight.
Well, we won't know that yet. I mean, certainly visually, he certainly looks all right. We'll know better once a few rounds have gone by. And the weighing in 24 hours before the fight now certainly helps the fellas who are struggling at the weight. But even when he was boxing at lightweight, he was usually inside the lightweight limit, so I don't expect he'll have any trouble this week. I'm surprised that he walked straight up to Jones there and Jones didn't do anything about it. I'm surprised at that. You think Jones would want to either get some punches out or get out of there. It's as though he fancies trading with him. Palacio pause a little bit with his jab, as though it's just a rangefinder that he's looking to get the power into the right hand. So with a little bit of sharpness, Jones could start picking him off with the jab. Jones is looking nice and sharp.
It's a quiet opening round, very much a reconnaissance effort, both for Jones and Palacio.
Quite opening round, but the punches that were landed by Jones, so he's, on my card, he's managed to sneak one. Not enough really happened there to get an impression of how good or how bad Palacio is. Certainly looks strong and sturdy enough, very muscular, but no sign of punching power as yet.
Palacio, who turned pro 10 years ago, had his first major fight 3 years after that, in July '90, outpointed by Anibal Nieves of Venezuela for the Latin American super featherweight crown. On the Caribbean title. It's strange to think of Colombia in the Caribbean, but they incorporate Colombia for Caribbean fights. On that at lightweight and super feather. Looks as if he's seen a battle or two.
Yeah, he looks like a real hard nut, doesn't he? Well, too early to form an opinion, but in the first round he didn't look like a pressure fighter. His movements on his feet were fairly slow, so that's a good signal for Jones if he wants to turn it into a kind of boxing match here. Still Palacio kind of pawing a little bit with it, the punches. He's pawing them out rather than shooting them out. So no signs of power as yet.
It looks, Palacio, doesn't he, like a volcano that's about to erupt, but so far it's dormant.
Yeah, he's a little bit lethargic. I mean, and he just kind of pushes that jab out. There's no authority whatsoever in it. I tell you, if early impressions prove accurate, Jones will never get a better chance of winning a world title. It's a little bit better. You have a little bit of variety now coming from Palacio. That's a bit more like what you would expect. Maybe have a useful left hook. Certainly there's not a lot of power or authority in the jab.
Palacio's won 26 of his fights inside the distance, but maybe the quality of the people who've been stopped is a little doubtful.
Well, it was far too early to judge, obviously. I mean, this is for a world title. He'll probably want to have a look at Jones before he sets right down to work. But obviously he hasn't shown his hand as yet. But looking a bit livelier now. The left hook's beginning to work now.
The corner waving him forward. Good shot from Jones there as Palacio came in.
Yeah, Palacio getting a little bit closer now. The punching looking just a little bit better. Nice looking body shot from him too. See, now he's trying to pressurise Jones a little bit. He seems so laid back in the first round.
Yes, that was a ridiculous punch for him to take, Jones, there, but he did flush on the chin, but took it well. Grins back at him. Still yet to happen, really, this fight. And up next, Adrian Dodson against Ronald Winky Wright. Here's the boy from Islington, brilliantly talented, fabulous amateur career, and now his great chance as a pro. This fight coming up next against the marvellously talented Ronald Winky Wright. Dodson looking pretty cool as he arrives here at the London Arena. Some of the better work from Jones in that round, but nothing too effective.
Jones is standing his ground a little bit more than I would have expected. I thought he'd be a bit more subtle and use his feet to get himself out of trouble.
Round 3.
2 rounds which for me have been difficult to pick, but both of them are around even.
Yeah, not much happened so far. I thought Palacio's punching was better in the second round. I have him at 1 round apiece at the moment. But the fight itself hasn't really caught fire yet.
There's confirmation. I think Jim would admit either round could have gone either way, but that's the way Jim scored it so far.
Yeah, not a lot happened as yet, but Palacio looking a little bit meaner now. The way he's setting about his business. See, stepping in with the punches now. That was a sloppy right hand he threw there. Jones has been caught too often on the ropes. I mean, he's not a puncher, so you have to look for a lot more movement from him. Some nice counter punches, but he's given Palacio too much time to let the punches go, so he's not scoring with the counters. That's better. Palacio's getting close.
There's good left from Palacio, and he really got the better of that exchange.
Yeah, this is not the tactics I would have expected from Jones. I would have expected Jones to be much more mobile. Make this fellow miss by moving your feet and then pin him with some counter punches. But he's standing his ground, allowing Palacio to unload some punches and then coming back with counters, but that's no good. You want to make this fellow miss.
Palacio's corner waving him forward again, asking him to put a bit more pressure on Barry Jones. Certainly just feeling now that the fight is beginning to swing the Colombian's way.
Well, the style of the fight is certainly swinging. I mean, this is the kind of fight Palacio would be looking for. He wouldn't want to have to go looking, chasing people. So Jones has decided to do it his way for at least this round anyway. It's caught fire now. This is a lot better, the action better now.
Jones fan club beginning to whip it up, but most of the quality work in the round, I reckon, came from Wilson Palacio. still looking assured and on top of the situation, but just wonder if the fight's beginning to switch away from him. He needs to do something different.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no cause for alarm as yet. I mean, nothing drastic's happened. I just think he should be a bit more mobile. We know he's a boxer, he doesn't carry a lot of power, so why stand on the ropes and wait until Palacio unloads?
So we've seen Adrian Dodson arrive. Here's Ronnie Winky Wright, brilliantly talented man from St. Petersburg, Florida. We saw him do so well against Ensley Bingham and against Steve Foster as well. He's shown already in the UK what a talent he is. Big fight there coming up next after this.
Round 4.
So is Jones going to switch it up a little bit here?
Jones wants to get the jabs off first. He doesn't want to wait and react to what Palacio is doing. He wants to get the punches off first, then get on the move. But Palacio just walking straight up into punching range. And this is exactly the kind of fight he wants.
Wiping away at his left eye, can't see a cut.
I think there's a little clash of heads then. I think the heads just came together and Palacio, he thinks he's cut. I can't see any blood as yet, maybe some sweat he feels running down, but he thinks he's cut. A little clash of heads.
3 times he's wiped it away, but they're right in front of us now and we can't see a cut.
Yeah, there's some blood. I think it's under the eye, believe it or not. I think there's a little bit of blood under the eye. Or maybe the corner of the nose and the eye, I don't know, difficult to see. He's lost his composure a little bit because of that. He should be concentrating on the job. This has given Jones a chance to get some punches off.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, here's a guy who's been around in pro for 11 years, but a little thing like a cut like that, and suddenly he's lost some composure. It happens to the very best.
Well, I have to be honest, it wouldn't be so bad if he knew he was cut. I mean, if he felt blood pouring down and he knew he was cut, but he's wondering, he's not sure. He's not sure, it's just a little nick. I just see a little bit of blood. It might even be on the cheek. There's certainly a little bit of blood there. It's amazing, as you say, just how he lost his composure since then. He's just lost his way a little bit, thinking more about the cut than getting on with the job.
Yes, it was close, but he was on top, and he's lost that. Just
He's just left the driving seat for a little while here. See if he can get it back again. But Jones getting the punches off a little bit sharper, and now beginning to use his feet, moving around the ring. This is more like what you'd expect. This should be his plan, certainly for the first half of the fight.
Moving backwards, but a good right. Down his mark. Much better round this for Jones.
See, this is what he wants to do. He wants to confuse Palacio. No point standing waiting for him to come onto the ropes. Just keep him confused, keep him off balance. See if you can make him reach with his punches.
Jones fancied that round. I think he got it. Ronnie Rush in front of him, his trainer. Chris Sanagar, his managers, on the outside of the ring. That was better.
Yeah, that was a better round for him. Yeah, I think a lot of that was down to the fact that Palacio seemed to lose his concentration. But when the injury occurred, he wasn't sure if he was cut, and he just seemed to completely lose his concentration, but it gave Jones a chance to nick in, and a Macard steal the round. Yeah, good sharp boxing, get the punches on, then get the feet back out again. That's what he should be doing, certainly for the first half of this fight. In, land the punches, back out again.
Let's go. Let's go.
Produced by the Highfield Club in Cardiff. At 18, won the silver medal in the European Juniors, Welsh ABA featherweight champion. But it was a slow business in the pros. till this magical chance here tonight in London. Scorecard so far, dead level. Jones winning the last round well. Now will Palacio have calmed down a little bit?
Yeah, we'll see if he's got his head back together again, back on the job. But certainly his concentration left him. So no doubt his corner have given him a little bit of stick. See, the fight was the type of fight he wanted. Up close, firing punches away, and then when he lost his concentration, it gave Jones a chance to get his boxing back together and get the fight back at long range. But this is more like Palacio wants. Well, I don't think Jones has to worry about tremendous punching power from Palacio. If he carried the knockout armour, I think we would have seen it by now. Good solid puncher, but nothing really to lose sleep about.
On Harvey Day.
Palacio getting himself back in a comfortable position. And Palacio's tightened himself back up again. So he's walking closer now before he lets the punches go. He's not reaching for Jones, so Jones not having the same chance to counter punch here. He's stepping right in on top of him again.
Starting to really plant his feet is Palacio, but just missing a couple of times.
Yeah, but he has the style of the fight back the way he wanted it. He's cutting the ring down a little bit more on Jones, and Jones not quite so mobile. I mean, no damaging or hurtful punches, but he's getting in nice and close, and that's what he wants.
End of round 5, Palacio's round. After this, of course, it's Ronald Wright defending his light middleweight title against Adrian Dodson, and Dodson's been talking to Rob McCaffrey.
You're on time. Now, you waited a long time for this chance. Are you ready to take it?
Ready like Freddy Krueger, that is.
Yeah, he's a tricky man, though, old Winky, isn't he? He's done 2 Brits already. You're not going to be the third, are you, Adrian?
Well, as they said, everybody's good until they get hit. And I do have some intention of doing a lot of hitting tonight.
You're a man who's full of confidence, is that what you're saying?
Well, I won't be in this business if I wasn't.
Best of luck to you tonight.
Thanks very much.
An enigmatic character is Adrian Dodson. Some people have found him very difficult to deal with. I wonder if Ronnie Winky Wright will find him that difficult again tonight. No doubt about his talent. Can he bring it all to bear?
Seconds out. Round 6.
Into round 6 now of this vacant WBO super featherweight title fight. Barry Jones of Cardiff, Wilson Palacio of La Sierra, Colombia. Pretty tight so far.
Jones has to be careful of not looking negative. I mean, to win a fight going back, you have to well win it. If you look negative, as though the other fellas doing all the pressing, the close rounds they tend to be scored against you. So he wants to pump plenty of punches out. It's okay keeping on the move, but get the punches pumping out.
But again, it's Palacio making most of the play.
Yeah, I'd just like to see Jones taking the initiative a little bit more. As I say, winning a fight, going back, you have to well win it, and he's at times looking just a little bit negative. The first move always coming from Palacio. Just wants to up his work rate a little bit, get some punches off first. Don't always react to what Palacio's doing. That's better. Jones has to keep in mind this is a chance of a lifetime he has here. He just wants to go for it that little bit more. We haven't seen any power from Palacio that he should be worrying about. He has a fairly sound chin, no problems with his chin. So get forward a little bit, take some chances, and just look as though you're trying to get control of the action. This is far better from Jones. He's picking his shot, is better, putting some snap into them now. He's not just cuffing with them, far better. And Palacio doesn't look a difficult man to catch with punches, so put a little bit of snap into him.
And Palacio, I think, sensing that for a while the fight was just drifting away from him, and now looking to up the pressure, up the tempo. That was a good spell from Jones. Fight beginning to pick the tempo up. Watching in the Sky Centre is Barry McGuigan. Barry, what do you make of it so far?
Yeah, I think he's doing very well, Jones. He does need to keep on the move. He needs to be as agile as he possibly can. Throw more punches. He's got to keep in. This guy's walking straight in on top of him, as Jim says. He's got to let his shots go and then skip out of there as quickly as possible. He's just got to pick the pace up and be a little bit sharper, because it's coming into the second half of the fight. And it's now, if Palacio's had trouble doing the weight, it's now that it's gonna show. So he's got to keep the pressure on, just keep the pace going, and keep concentrating and focusing on what he's doing.
Barry, thanks very much. So let's see if he can. So far this year, Jones won the IBF Intercontinental Featherweight title out pointing Peter Judson, and then 3 months later in June defending against Habib Jelti. But this really is a step up. A little mark around the nose. Still full of confidence, but is he doing enough? Still dead level, one way and then the other throughout this fight. No real pattern in it.
I mean, this is a wonderful chance to win this title for Jones. The previous champion, Brazilio Tour, you were given no chance at that. There was a mismatch. And it has to be said that these two guys are not regarded as the best in the division. So Jones will never get a better chance to win a world title than this. I just want to see him going for it a little bit more.
Yes,
get the punches, Barry says, get the punches pumping out. This fella's not all that difficult to hit. So get the punches going. Don't let him walk right in and top.
The winner must defend against Julien Lorcy of France, an outstanding super featherweight, in the next 90 days. It's going to be a busy new year for whoever wins this.
Palacio not quite so accurate now with these little scuffling punches. That's what I'd like to see him do, a little bit more leading off. That's better. See, get the first move in. Palacio is not particularly sharp in any department, so if Jones gets the punch off quick, don't always want to counter punch. Times like this, we should just go for it. Don't wait for Palacio to get the punches going.
cut now above the right eye of Palacio. So he's got a couple of nicks, one on the left eye, one on the right. Neither of them look deadly serious, but the one on the right might be something that he's going to have to watch out for.
And probably give Jones a little bit more confidence. There's a bit more confidence in his boxing now, Jones. This is better. He's standing his ground, getting his body weight forward, meeting Palacio in the centre of the ring, whereas before he was backing onto the ropes and then exchanging punches. This is better, out in the centre of the ring. When you've got your punches off, you've got room to move away. This is far better for Jones. He wants to stick with us now.
Much more weight behind the shots as well.
I mean, we do have to say it's not real top quality world-class boxing that we're seeing here. But never mind that, the winner is still world champion. I mean, some of the punches, some of the action, really a little bit scrappy.
Good round for Barry Jones. Much more weight behind his work and particularly behind his punches. Next up, as we said, Adrian Dodson. The light middleweight world championship against Ronnie Wright. We heard from Dodson. Now Ronnie Wright talks to Rob McCaffrey.
It's like fighting in your own backyard, isn't it, for you, this?
I got a lot of fans out there.
You've knocked out finished two of our boys, but this guy, Adrian Dodson, he's a different kettle of fish, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a different kind of fighter, but, you know, I train hard for all type of fighters, and I'm just coming to do my job.
In a word, you're confident, yeah?
Yeah, most definitely. Got to be confident.
Tom and Winky, thanks a lot.
All right.
That's all I need.
Called Winky because he apparently was winking in his cot soon after he was born, and he hasn't lost the habit. Very confident boy, as Jones is, and it was being borne out there. That was a very good round for him, perhaps his best so far.
Yeah, he did a lot more leading off in that round, and that's exactly what this fight needs as far as Jones is concerned. Too often he's backed himself onto the ropes and waited to see what Palacio was going to do. That round, he led off, but you can see Palacio's been fired up in the corner. He knows. His corner obviously realised it's been a bad round. This is a very close fight. I just have Jones nudging in front after that round. But a lot of the rounds, a little bit scrappy, and they can really be scored either way. No one has dominated any round here.
Good left hook at the end of that exchange from Palacio.
See, as soon as Palacio gets that threatening look in his face, Jones falls back into the early tactics of backing off and being pinned on the ropes. He wants to meet, even when Palacio is trying to produce his best work, Jones still wants to meet him in the centre of the ring. He doesn't want to back off. Meet him in the centre of the ring, get his punches off first. See, when he's backing off, he's giving Palacio too much time to get his punches going.
He looked to have the initiative, didn't he, in the last round? He's lost it.
Yeah, he's changed tactics again. He's backing off. Palacio was shuffling his shoulders and looking as though he wanted to come forward, and Jones backed off for no reason. Really, you want a world title, the time comes, you've got to go and get it.
Good defensive work from Jones. That's a good shot, the best so far, and Jones just nods in acknowledgement of that. That hurt, right down the middle.
See, this is a close round, and Jones has looked a little bit negative for most of it, so it's going to go to Palacio. This is what you have to be careful of. I say, if you want to win a fight on the back foot, you really have to get the punches going and make it obvious you're in control of everything you're doing. He's looked a little bit negative in this round, backing off for no reason.
Pouring away at the blood. They're not serious cuts still. One on the right eye just trickling down the side of the cheek, and the one on the left virtually stopped.
That's better, just stand and trade. We've seen nothing from Palacio to suggest that Jones can't take the odd chance here.
won the a chance for the British title when he won an eliminator, aged 21, with a 10-round decision over Justin Murphy at Reading, and then nothing happened. That's when he went back to his job as an electrician, and then he's come back so well. This is where he got tagged with a right, woof, right down the middle.
You know, I don't think Palacio is going to land a better punch than that, and it troubled Jones not at all. I mean, yep, bang on, that was a good punch from Palacio. If you can take that one, I think he can take whatever Palacio's got. So maybe it's time now to just put a little bit of devil into his work.
Only 4 rounds left, the biggest night of his life. Palacio's career came to a halt really in the early 90s. He spent 21 months out of the ring, seemed to be lost his cause, but he's come back, and his perseverance for you, the reward for it. He's looking good again in this fight. Palacio taking the last round, so we're level again, but look at the way it switches round after round.
See, you would really like to see Jones stringing 2 good rounds together. He seems to have a decent round, and he goes back into that shell again. I don't know maybe if he's worried about the 12 rounds, but he's done it twice before. I don't see that should be a problem. You just get the feeling you want him to want it a little bit more. Just do a little bit more leading off.
Good shot in the corner, roaring him on.
That was nice defensive boxing from Jones there. Palacio letting some flashy bursts of punches go now.
Scrappy around this.
It has to be said, Simon. I mean, for a world title contest, I mean, there's a fair lack of quality in the work all the way through. But again, Palacio just seems to want it that little bit more than Jones. He's leading off, he's going forward. And in these close rounds, it tends you to sway towards. Punches landed fairly even in this round, but the fact that Palacio's been doing all the leading off, all the pressing, that's actually what could be costing Jones the fight, if it costs him the fight, if he loses it.
Particularly, Jim, as there are 3 American judges judging this fight, and the Americans like aggression.
They're certainly going to be more impressed by aggression. As I say, if his punching was bang on target and he was knocking Palacio's head back with good clean counter punches, then fine. But that's not happening. It's scrappy action all the way through. And for me, it looks as though this round is just going to put Palacio back 1 round in front again. Jones just wants to decide, I want this title, and go out and try and get his hands on it. So just that's what we want, what he's doing now, but sustain it, don't back off again.
Very tricky rounds, I think, to score.
It's a difficult fight to score, but probably all the judges will have a different card when this is over, because there's been no real quality action. It's not really been vintage World Championship boxing. But let's keep in mind, whoever has their hand raised at the end of it, they're still a world champion, the same as Naz and Robin Reed and everyone else.
Well, Palacio has the edge as far as punches landed on the mere statistics, and they've been mostly the more meaningful punches as well. Jones is bidding to become the 7th Welsh world champion. Last was Steve Robinson.
Corners, 10 seconds.
3 rounds to go.
Seconds out. Round 10.
So, Jim giving the last last round to Palacio, who's now a round in front.
Palacio looks a bit more fired up at this stage of the fight than Jones. That doesn't augur too well. You just want Jones to put a little bit more into it. I know he must be feeling a little bit tired now, but it hasn't really been a punishing fight. He can afford to let off some steam. Just lead off a little bit more. Jones still wants to steal this title on his back foot, and it's not the way I would advise. He's boxing at home, which probably gives him a slightly better chance, but with American judges that you're talking about, Simon, I'd say he should be doing a little bit more. See, Palacio looks like he wants the title now, standing his ground and stepping right on top of Jones, putting combinations together.
Doing enough work. Palacio, who's still catching the eye.
See, Jones wants to steal it. He wants to steal the punches, steal the points. Palacio is prepared to step right in and go for them. See, this is what Jones has to do. Raise the tempo, look more aggressive, look as though he really fancies the job.
Good shot from Jones earlier on, but Palacio's won most of the exchanges since then.
Yep, and as I say, there's always that feeling that Palacio is the man who's that little bit in charge. He wants the title more, he's going for it. And but as I say, when the action's a little bit scrappy and the punches landed are fairly level, you tend to lean towards the man who's making everything happen.
Like another cut's opened underneath the right eye, high up on the cheekbone, I think. Palacio, not serious.
He seems to cut easily. I mean, there's no real crunching punches landed. I wonder maybe if some of the wrist part of the glove or the tape or whatever has been catching his face, because they just look like little nicks. They don't look serious cuts. Still, Palacio going for it.
One big punch from Jones, but really one of the clearest cut rounds there has been, and it went to the Colombian, and now it's beginning to look a little iffy. Very difficult fight to judge. We've said that one or two times, but obviously it is close. Such a variety of moves, variety of styles. But it seems first one way and then the other. And we've given the last couple of rounds to Palacio, indeed the last three of Jim's card. Beginning to move away from Barry Jones, this dream.
Yep, Jones just has to show a little bit more that he wants this. Get in there, go and get it. Take the initiative a little bit more. He's backing off. The rounds are close because they're a little bit scrappy. So you really have to look the busier of the two. And for me, with going forward, setting the action, Palacio's always looked at a little bit busy.
Still real keenness around the eye of Barry Jones. A lot of marks around the eye of Wilson Palacio, but we have the Colombian winning the fight so far.
Seconds out, round 11.
Well, Jones doesn't want to save energy now. That was a bad mistake in the corner. He took his gum shield back out again just as the bell sounded. You have to say, Palacio, he's actually looked classier in the last couple of rounds. From somewhere he seems to have a far better idea of the game all of a sudden. I think it's maybe just that little bit of desire. Whatever he's got, he's using it now.
And apart from one flurry in the last round, the crowd have got quiet. Good right hand from Palacio, and another one. Jones beginning to soak up punishment.
That was a good right hand left hook from Palacio there. If he'd been a bigger puncher, I think Jones would have found himself in trouble. Both those punches landed perfectly.
Heavy work now from the Colombian. crucial stages here for Barry Jones. He has to do something, and quickly.
Well, to his credit, he's coming back. He's trying to grab the centre of the ring.
Much more now from Jones, but Palacio matching him.
Yeah, this is a good round. This is far better. Jones standing his ground, just coming back with as good as Palacio's pumping out. But he has to sustain this. He has to keep it going.
Palacio's got a greater range of punches, hasn't he? Caught there, a bit lazy.
You know, this has been even so far in this round, so we're into the last minute now. So Jones wants to put the pedal down if he can do it.
Certainly real life being injected into this bout. Good stuff from Palacio. Jones' head rocking back a couple of times.
This is a good round. This is the toughest round of the fight so far. Can Jones keep this pace going?
Good work. Certainly the crowd are back in it. Oh, good shot. But Palacio didn't blink. He came straight forward, took it very well, but that was a terrific right-hander from Barry Jones.
Real good round.
Terrific stuff. Barry Jones racing his fans to his supporters, but I think he's done well in that round, but still, we have him behind in the fight. Could go either way. It's that kind of fight, but we have Jones trailing by a couple of rounds.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those fights that the three judges will see it differently. See the action like this, a lot of the action very scrappy. And that was a good. That was the best punch of the fight from Jones so far. It's just a pity it didn't happen earlier in the action, and they could have maybe capitalised on it. But as you can see, the action, that was a good punch, but a lot of the action fairly scrappy. So it wouldn't surprise me if the three judges all see it differently.
Didn't he take the punch so well to Palacio?
Yeah, but we have to remember that Jones, he's not a knockout specialist. He doesn't look to knock anybody out. So I think we're entitled to expect Palacio to be able to take his punch.
3 minutes. Is Jones 3 minutes away from this unbelievable dream of winning the world title? 2 rounds in front. We have Palacio. But if Jones can have a big last round, it just might swing it.
See again, Palacio showing signs he really wants this title.
Well, for 10 rounds, it was a moderately quiet fight. It certainly isn't now, all for the last round and a half. Good accuracy from Palacio. Again, Jones fights back well.
Palacio certainly taking the first minute of the last round. So Jones really has to come back with something. He has to answer this.
And Chris Sanagar in Jones' corner, waving him forward, imploring him to take this fight to Palacio.
Although a lot of the action has been scrappy, it's been at a fair pace all the way through, so I mean Jones must be feeling the pace a little bit. It's been hard, it's been a hard fight all the way through.
Tigerish stuff from Jones now, but maybe it's too late.
Well, he hasn't got Palacio under control in the last round, and really I was looking for 2 big rounds from Jones to give him any chance, and he hasn't produced that, I'm afraid. Palacio still forcing forward, pumping the punches out. I mean, not great quality now. They're both feeling very tired. But still, Jones the one backing off.
Just a little careless with his head, Palacio. He's been warned once. Still, the greater volume of punches coming from the Colombian. Oh, that's a good shot.
For me, Palacio is just putting the clincher on it here.
But Jones comes back. The right did rock Palacio.
But why is he backing off, Simon? Why does he not sustain that? He gets in top, lands a couple of good shots, and then he backs off.
Palacio really felt that. He felt that more pressure might turn it again. Cracking last round. And Jones finishing it the stronger.
Jones looks to have that little bit left, and he may live to regret that because he should have given up all he had.
Well, in the time-honoured way, both lifting their hands. It's going to be close, but we don't think that Jones has done enough, but it's down to the judges. Tom Miller, Frank Caro are their names. Americans traditionally go for aggression, for work rate, for the on-top fighter.
Well, I feel that if you want to win a world title on the back foot, if you want to counter-punch your way to a world title, then you have to do it as well as Muhammad Ali did it, and really make it clear-cut that you've really won the fight, and I don't think Jones did that, I'm afraid.
Jim's final stats had Palacio the winner by 3 rounds. And Mike Goodall has the verdict right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Bill Leach scores the contest 116 to 112. Judge Tom Miller scores the contest 118 to 110. Judge Frank Cairo scores the contest 118 to 110. All 3 in favour of the winner and new WBO Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Barry Jones!
Barry Jones has won it. Not only has he won it, but he's won it by an overwhelming margin.
I'm delighted for him, Simon. I'm delighted for him. But for me, winning a world title on the back foot, you have to win it convincingly, and at no time did he get on top of this fella. Really, you can see the looks on Palacio's corner's face. They can't believe it. They cannot believe it. I got to be honest, all the luck in the world to Barry, but I can't believe it myself.
Well, he's gone straight out, and knowing what he must be feeling, but nor too for Barry Jones. What an amazing year it's been, and now he gets the WBO Championship belt around his waist. A man who 12 months ago was installing security systems.
It's called taking your opportunities with both hands when they present themselves, and Barry Jones has done that tonight in the most emphatic style imaginable. The arguments are going to continue about whether the judgment was right or not. The point is that Jones is the man carrying the title belt, and this is a sport that's full of hard luck stories. Barry Jones will not want to hear them right now. What a superb moment for him.